In Harry Potter, Sirius Black is imprisoned in Azkaban for a crime he didn't commit, for the death of both the Potters. But that doesn't necessarily mean that he was innocent. Back in his schooling days, Sirius Black tries to attempt what he would personally call a prank. In the prank, he lures Professor Snape, a student at the time, to a lair where a werewolf resides. This is very irresponsible and could have led to the death of Severus Snape or him being turned into a werewolf. And to just understand how severe this is, James Potter himself was angry at Sirius for doing this, and Dumbledore himself had to help quiet the situation up. Now, to put this into perspective, Hagrid was expelled from Hogwarts, had his wand snapped in half, and even had to spend a short time in Azkaban for a crime he didn't commit. What the crime was the death of a student. Because you see, Tom Riddle killed a student and then pinned it all on Hagrid. What this is to show is that the killing or the death of a student is enough to actually get a student expelled. While Sirius Black claims that this was just a simple prank, this was a very irresponsible one and definitely expelling worthy. Another time to note is that when Sirius Black learns that the Potter family has been killed, he immediately goes off to search for and hunt for Peter Pettigrew, which frankly is illegal at this point because one, everybody thinks that Sirius Black was the one who committed the crime at the time. So Sirius Black should be explaining to Dumbledore in the Order of the Phoenix what happened. Two, when he finds Peter Pettigrew, he actually does attempt to kill him, which is attempted murder. While Peter Pettigrew was guilty of murder, he still should have been arrested and put on trial for like everyone else. And he also didn't really take care of Harry. As the Godfather, Sirius Black was responsible to take care of Harry in the event that the Potter family died. But instead, what he did was he instead immediately went to pursue revenge instead of immediately pursuing custody of Harry Potter. And after the prisoner of Azkaban, when he first escapes the prison of Azkaban, he also trespasses on Hogwarts grounds, causes destruction to property and harm to students, whereas if he truly just wanted to see Harry, all he had to do was wait at the Dursley house. Just a quick obliviating of memories, and he could probably just simply wait for Harry to return from school, as most wizards aren't even legally allowed to go to the Muggle world. These are just a few crimes that Sirius Black committed. While Sirius Black was completely innocent of the crimes that landed him in Azkaban, he probably should have been expelled and had his wand snapped in half. If he considers nearly getting Snape killed by sending him to a werewolf a prank, then I'm really worried about what other stuff he may have been doing. Also, he used a lot of dark magic to help the Marauders create the Marauders map, which is a dark relic magical artifact. Sirius really did not give his family the attention they needed. We all know that he was Harry's godfather, but sadly, he was honestly never really around Harry that much. He probably could have visited Harry while he was at the Dursleys, and frankly, he is also the uncle of Draco Malfoy. What's really kind of upsetting about Sirius Black is one of the things that Harry Potter seems to emphasize is the idea of family. But Sirius Black not only didn't like his family that much, you never see a lot of attempts in movie For him to really try to redeem his family, could have tried to steer Draco down a better path. Not all of his family members were bad. Another side note is while he was Harry's godfather, he really didn't do all that much. In complete honesty, Professor Snape was honestly more of a godfather to Harry. Honestly, Sirius really wasn't that much of a godfather, and he probably could have put more effort into either redeeming or trying to reconnect with family. And he also broke his promise to James Potter, because he promised James Potter, his best friend, that he would take care of Harry after he died. And frankly, he chose to pursue revenge first, and then he chose to pursue family second. As his first reaction when the Potter family died was to immediately pursue revenge against Peter Pettigrew, not take care of Harry. And when he escapes in The Prisoner of Azkaban, his first reaction is to, again, kill Peter Pettigrew in cold blood and not try to explain everything that's going on to Harry. While he does care about Harry, tackling Harry seems to come second to revenge. Yes, Sirius Black was a very loyal man who was loyal to his friends. Yes, he was in Gryffindor, and yes, he was Harry Potter's godfather. But Sirius Black had his own motivations, and he is responsible for his own actions. He tried to kill Peter Pettigrew twice, and he broke the law. But what is really not smart is Sirius Black should have realized that 1. Peter Pettigrew has the ability to turn into a rat, so it should be easy for him to escape if someone attacks him. He also should have realized that because they kept everything secret, Sirius Black should have been aware that not everyone knew that Peter Pettigrew was the secret keeper. So, he should have realized that it would have looked really bad for him to just murder Peter Pettigrew, and he should have been explaining what's going on to the Order of the Phoenix. And on another note, even if Sirius Black had successfully killed Peter Pettigrew, it really wouldn't have looked very good. Take it from Dumbledore's perspective. Here is a student who's been kind of separate and who has kind of hated his family. Here is an individual who has bullied Severus Snape and nearly gotten him killed one time with a prank. And here is an individual who everyone thinks is the secret keeper and who really pretty much killed Peter Pettigrew. So even if Sirius had killed Peter Pettigrew, he probably still would have been sent to Azkaban. But it would have been worse than before, as at least when Peter Pettigrew framed him, at least Sirius Black could realize that he never actually killed anyone, and there was a chance for him to prove his innocence. As if Peter Pettigrew hadn't been killed, then that means that Sirius Black wasn't a murderer and he could prove his innocence. And if you note that in The Prisoner of Azkaban, it wasn't until Sirius Black actually exposed that Peter Pettigrew was still alive that Harry actually gave him a chance. Had Sirius Black actually managed to kill Peter Pettigrew, he would have been sent to Azkaban anyway. It was very unwise for him to go after Peter Pettigrew alone. It was breaking the law to try to deal with him himself and not give him a trial. And this was very poor choice on his part. Yes, he was framed for a crime he didn't commit, but you can't really expect me to pretend that nothing Sirius Black had ever done had led to this moment.